Hey everyone and welcome back to Trendcraze. This is a story all about how the Smiths never got turned upside down because they are one of the most famous and successful families in America. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and their children, Jaden Smith and Willow Smith, are rich beyond belief, and their family dynamic is quite interesting, which Jada often refers to on her Red Table Talk web television show. Today we're going to be talking about top disturbing things we ignore about Will Smith's kids. Make sure you stay until number 1 as you don't want to miss out the number of really questionable and distressing things about Will Smith, his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, and their children. Without further ado, here are 6 sketchy things we need to stop ignoring about Will Smith. Number 6. The most horrible parents on earth title. Since Will Smith joined Instagram on December 14, 2017, he's amassed more than 30 million followers who can't wait to soak up the inspirational wisdom he drops. And on YouTube, the star has attracted more than 5 million subscribers with his daredevil stunts, family vacation moments, and reflections on fame, all of which have reached upwards to 20 million views. Smith, with his wife and children, inaugurately became one of the Hollywood's most influential families. Back in 2013, the couple began to publicly express the way they were encouraging their kids to be independent free thinkers, empowering them to reject heteronormative standards. In the following years, critics described the actors as the most horrible parents on earth. The celebrity couple does not believe in such an educational tool as discipline and punishment. In an interview, Will explained it this way: "We don't punish our children. They are completely responsible for their lives. Our approach is to give them as much control over their lives as possible from a very young age, and such a thing as punishment is too negative." One of the consequences of a peculiar approach to raising children was the scandal around a photograph of Will and Jada's 13-year-old daughter at that time, as a result of which the family became the focus of social services. In 2014, a photo appeared on a network in which 13-year-old Willow lies in bed with a 20-year-old young man, and he's captured without a shirt. The Los Angeles Department of Children's and Family Services then launched an investigation, which, however, did not reveal anything criminal, and Jada Pinkett Smith said in a rage that the media representatives were simply projecting their own dirt and behaving like hidden pedophiles. Number 5. Petty Teeth. As teenagers, Willow and Jaden regularly began to make a splash in the media until their parents still believed in discipline and punishment. The Willow photo scandal was followed by the first, but not the last, scandal around Jaden. In early 2015, then 15-year-old Smith began dating model and Instagram star Sarah Snyder, who was 18 at the time. The couple lasted more than 2 years and were then in the middle of their romance. In July 2016, Sarah was arrested for stealing a $16,000 Hermes bag. Jaden simply closed his eyes to this fact in the biography of his girlfriend. Number 4. Home but not alone. The day when the chicks fly away from their native nest to live on their own always comes for parents. Will Smith's children live separately. The children of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith made a decision to live separately since they are already earning good money on their own and leading a personal life. Jada said she didn't even have time to miss Jaden and Willow. The children felt old enough to live separately, Pinkett Smith said, but added that they communicate very often. "It's so unusual, they're not here, but at the same time, they are always somewhere nearby. I don't even have time to miss them. Willow calls me several times a day, and Jaden, when not filming, often call us or come see me and Will," says Jada. The offspring of famous actors are already the faces of Louis Vuitton and Chanel and regularly shine on the red carpet and attend fashion shows. Number 3. Not addicted anymore. Only 13 but already not addicted. Well done, Willow. We are so happy you don't smoke anymore. But wait, what? 13? Let's start from the very beginning. During the Watch Red Table Talk on Facebook, Jada Pinkett Smith admitted that she was very worried when her daughter, Willow, became addicted to marijuana. In a frank conversation with her daughter, Will Smith's wife breathed out as her daughter confirmed that she was free of addiction. On the air, Jada said she was proud of her daughter, who was curbed excessive smoking weed. Willow Smith realized that addiction was detrimental. "I'm less worried." Who would have thought? Shock! I have never realized that smoking is not actually relaxing, but causes anxiety in me, Willow saying. Now, Will Smith's daughter has found an occupation that replaces her smoking marijuana. I know it sounds so silly, but when I quit smoking, I started doing a lot of yoga, and now I put all of my strength into it. Even knowing her daughter is addicted, Jada never pushed on her, and she was just patiently waiting when her daughter would make a decision on her own, and Willow is grateful for that. Number 2. Contempt for public schools. Willow Smith studied in a regular school for a year, but she was not impressed of the educational institution. It was not the best experience in my life, but now I know why children are depressed, she said. Both brother and sister are convinced that their perception of the world depends on learning. Moreover, teenagers made the decision that ordinary school is not their option. School is not an ideal place to learn. Moreover, it ends, and many stop developing further after leaving school. This is bad. Our education will never be limited to school. We will continue to study, develop every day. Our peers also believe school is boring, and this is wrong. It should not be like that. In such a school you will not learn anything, said Jaden, who recently read Quantum Physics and Ancient Texts. Moreover, in one interview, Willow and Jaden said they don't like what's going on in the music industry. We try to make some good music and we think this is cool. A lot of the music that exists nowadays we think it sucks. So we create our own. You know, when we go down the Pacific Coast Highway, only our songs come from the speakers, said Jaden. Willow is not inferior in modesty to her brother. This is the same thing that I do with stories. Everything I read before I really didn't like. Then I decided to write a story myself. When I reread what I wrote, I understood that it's the coolest thing I've ever read. Number 1. The openness about sexuality. In one of the Red Table Talk episode, everyone was shocked with Willow. It turned out that the young lady likes both men and women, and can see herself in a polyamorous relationship in the future. In conversation with her mom and grandmother, Willow said she's attracted to men and women and would feel fulfilled in a relationship with 2 other people. I love men and women equally, and so I would definitely want one man, one woman. I feel like I could be polyfidelitas with those 2 people, Willow said. I'm not the kind of person that is constantly looking for new sexual experiences. I focus a lot on the emotional connection, and I feel like if I were to find 2 people of different genders that I really connected with and we had a romantic and sexual connection, I don't feel like I would feel the need to try to go and find more. Willow expressed skepticism of monogamy and said she wants to create a kind of relationship that's right for herself, free from more historic and traditional restraints that seem to value ownership over love. There's no freedom, it's all fear-based, she said. While they were a little surprised to hear Willow said she would date more than one person at a time, her mother and grandmother were supportive and encouraged her to do whatever makes her happy. In addition to opening up about her sexuality, Willow also recently talked about past self-harm, something she spoke publicly about for the first time. In a new article, Willow Smith talked to people about the stress that led her to that behavior and how she eventually stopped doing it. Willow first spoke publicly about self-harm in an episode of Red Table Talk with her mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, saying she started cutting herself after the 2010 success of her song Whip My Hair. The song came out when Willow was 10 years old. It was after that whole whip my hair thing, and I had just stopped doing singing lessons. And I was kind of just in this gray area of, who am I? Do I have a purpose? Is there anything I can do besides this? Willow said. After the tour and the promotion and all of that, they wanted me to finish my album. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And after all of that kind of settled down and I was like a kind of lull. I was just listening to a lot of dark music. It was just so crazy and I was plunged into this black hole. And I was cutting myself. While you are here, go ahead and click on one of these 2 videos on your screen. See you there!